people of the town, the supporters, they're proud of their football club, they're proud of their town.
That Lofthouse a goal! Now from 𝗕𝗣𝗥𝗡𝗥𝗘𝗥, 1-0, Super John!
We've seen some hard times lately.
Football changes very often and frequently, as we've seen with Bolton Wanderers' fortunes.
Bad decisions were made towards the end of their Premier League stay.
You could just see the club's been going in the wrong direction for too long, far too long.
The future of Bolton Wanderers Football Club is hanging in the balance.
Founder member of the Football League could be gone now within days.
I just want to save Bolton Wanderers for the fans, for the whole town of Bolton.
This is a town, it's a working man's town. You know, people work hard for their money in this town, and you know, they're proud of their football club. You know, when they come here to watch them, whether it be midweek or a Saturday, they expect to see their team rolling their sleeves up and putting a shift in, because they work hard and they want to see their team working hard. Football's everything, isn't it?
That Lofthouse leading Bolton, Brian Edwards behind him. Lofthouse a goal! Worthington now from 𝗕𝗣𝗥𝗡𝗥𝗥, and what a beautiful throw to McGinley. There it is, 1-0, Super John.
That's it! Bolton win! We're at Wembley! What scenes here at Burnham Park! You've got to be here to believe it! You've got to be here!
Bolton Wanderers, founder members of the Football League. There's only 12 of them. They've won the FA Cup 4 times. They've been in the top flight the most number of seasons without actually winning it, which is a dubious honour, but nevertheless, you know, it shows where Bolton are in the history books. They are a top flight team more often than not. They're the club in that Lofthouse, they've got 𝗕𝗣𝗥𝗡𝗥, 𝗕𝗣𝗜𝗥𝗡𝗥. It's the archetypal kind of Lancashire mill town, but I think it's a bit more than that.
Here's 𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗥𝗡𝗥, difficult opportunity. Oh, absolutely sublime.
I've said this hundreds and hundreds of times over the last quarter of a century covering Bolton Wanderers or Bolton the town. It's never boring. We started to go up and up, then we came back down, then we went back up, then you reach the pinnacle.
I mean, it was dining at the top table. It was fantastic. You know, you were mixing with the elite. Best players were here. You were going to the best games every week.
It was exciting. It was extraordinary. It was unbelievable. Many, you know, going to places like Old Trafford, the first season back in the Premier League under Sam Allardyce and winning 2-1 at Old Trafford. Blimey, I commentated on that game. It finished at 10-5. I was drunk as a skunk by 6:20. There are certain things in life that money can't buy. This is part of that.
Oh, that could be a famous winner for Bolton Wanderers. Reward for endeavour. Bolton have beaten Manchester United 2-1.
Football changes very often and frequently, as we've seen with Bolton Wanderers' fortunes.
A fall from grace is probably the way you'd look upon it. I don't think so much coming out of the Premier League, because at that time we were starting to hit financially some hard times, I think then. So it was kind of, we were hanging on in there, you know, and then obviously we've come out of the Premier League, went into the Championship, and that was tough.
You know, Bolton were beholden to Eddie Davies's money in the Premier League. They would never have been there if it wasn't for Eddie Davies's money, and they certainly wouldn't have stayed there. But I think bad decisions were made towards the end of their Premier League stay.
You could just see the club's been going in the wrong direction for too long, far too long.
You had an owner that wanted to get rid of the club. You had a club that was too expensive for what it made. financially, and that left it very vulnerable to people who wanted to come in, make their couple of quid and then walk off into the sunset.
The future of Bolton Wanderers Football Club is hanging in the balance after the collapse of a takeover deal.
This great club with its 145-year history, a founder member of the Football League, could be gone now within days.
Put your petty differences and your discussions and your arguments and your fallouts to one side. Please, please get together and save this club.
I didn't come and watch a game after Dad passed away, and I didn't come for probably 3 years, and it was the Coventry game when we played the kids, and I came because I thought that was going to be our last ever match, and the takeover had fallen away that morning, and I remember saying to my wife, "That's it, it's done, and today's going to be the last ever game." And I was toying with myself whether I could go or not, whether I could actually handle it. And anyway, I came, and obviously the game, as what it was, 3 disallowed goals, and the kids were unbelievable. And then I remember thinking, God, if that is the last ever game for Bolton Wanderers, then it's a hell of a one to go out on. A lot of people here, and this is one of the things for me with the name attachment, is a lot of the fans didn't take to my dad towards the end. A lot of them didn't take to him throughout anyway, but towards the end he probably made some decisions that he wouldn't have made in normal circumstances. But when Eddie stopped the funding, it became incredibly difficult. And one of the reasons I personally became involved was to try and save the club, because that's all Dad ever wanted to do. My dad, he's in these walls.
Andrew and I were introduced in 2018, and he just said to me, I said, "Andrew, why are you doing this? What's your thought process behind why you're trying to find a buyer for the club?" And he just said to me, "I just want to save Bolton Wanderers." Sounds so mad now, but at 15, I remember thinking to myself, one day I'm going to own a football club. Which it's on reflection, it's crazy, but I definitely thought that. 2018, I decided that I would like to take what I've done in business and how I run my businesses and go back to my first love of football. Literally 3 months after I'd thought in my head, now is the time to go and look for a football club, I was introduced to Bolton Wanderers. The absolute mess and the deterioration over a number of years and where the club had found itself.
It does sound cliched when you say, a football club is a family, but this very much is my family.
So, do you know this stuff?
Colleagues who I've known for 20 plus years, who are still coming to work with every day. The threat of the club going out of business, staff and players not getting paid, they were very tough times. The Community Trust, led by Phil Mason, did an excellent job in kind of looking after the staff, the welfare of the staff. There was never a point where we thought, right, we're going to down tools because we're not getting paid. I think the love for the football club and the history and the responsibility that we have to the fans and to the people of Bolton kept us going. We did it for the love of the club. We might not have enjoyed what was happening behind the scenes with certain decisions being made, but the club is bigger than any one person. So we thought, for the betterment of the club, for the future of the club, we've just got to do the best we can to make sure that if anybody did buy the club, which fortunately they did, that they'd inherit some loyal, talented, and brave staff to carry on, to carry on the torch, as it were.
You talk about, did I ever want to give up? Yes. My sister died in June 2019, in the heart of the transaction. 4 days before she passed away, unexpectedly, she said, "Promise me one thing, you'll never give up." And then I woke up one morning and I looked at my phone and I looked at the message that she'd sent to me, And I got up and I just knew that this was the journey that I was meant to go on, and that I had to carry on for myself, for Anita, for the football club, for the fans, for the whole town of Bolton.
I've got 11 though, so I thought I might as well bring that.
I've just always loved the game, more than anything else. I've always loved the game. My next job in football after Barrow was a really important decision for me. It was, do I move to a League One club that's going to be more of a stepping stone club, or do I come to Bolton Wanderers and this football club can take me where I want to go? I'm a young, ambitious manager, and I believe that this club, the board, Sharon, the chairman, we all have and share the same vision. We can all progress on that journey together without having to move on.
𝗕𝗣𝗥𝗡𝗥, Arthur and Deck, which then leave Brandon, Tutty, Ryan, 𝗕𝗣𝗥𝗡𝗥.
Rise back up through the leagues is what we want to do. But do it in a pragmatic way. Don't do it with the same problems as before. Larger player wages and everything else that causes the biggest issues. And we've got a chance to do it because we've been administration effectively means you hit reset and start again. And the aim for the board is to get back to the championship and then assess from there.
Wowzers! Yes, but he hit the mannequin and then he passed it here. Yes, he did.
The decision is made.
Did
Keepers! Take the job home. Blues, double points, please. They take 3 in. Blues on first for yellow. Blues, choice of keeper.
A successful manager is obviously based on results and winning games, but everybody will see a successful manager through different lenses. And a successful manager in my eyes is, yes, winning, but it's how you win. For me in football now, winning isn't enough. It's about the style and brand as well. People want to be entertained. People want that attractive style and brand. And if you mirror the two, then in my view, you're a successful manager.
I mean, Ian has got his own kind of projects on the football front, and we knew a lot about him beforehand, having worked so well at Barrow and the style of football he played at Barrow. And that was very exciting. I think the fact that could be brought into Bolton Wanderers, I think Ian will say himself, it certainly wasn't the easiest thing to do.
I think initially they probably made some mistakes. And I think that probably culminated in our bad start to the season, really.
The reality is no goals, no points, no clean sheets and no wins.
Yeah, we need all the help we can get, frankly.
Look at the Bolton's season so far, or one of the biggest. I would say the biggest problem for me is the way they start matches. Has it been good enough since? Has it been as good as what lots of people would have expected? Absolutely not, with a very big capital N. No, it hasn't.
Any chance of someone stretching the game for us? Any chance? People do what the they want. If you listen to what we're trying to do, and tell you we win 3, 4, 5. But you can't just do your own thing. You can't just come into the middle of the pitch without anyone running that way. They need more. Front four need more. You good players, the best players in this division, in my opinion. Show me. Be relentless, be ruthless, go win a game. That's why you're in the team. Now I know there's more there. I know there's more. And I don't care if you think I'm an arsehole or not, I'm going to keep demanding it. Because you're better than that. You're better than that. You deserve more than that. We deserve more than that. We have to have that edge, lads. We have to have that edge at all costs. Win games. Come on, let's go. Come on, Come on.
You can almost feel the energy.
Last time they were in this division they're in now, that was a stepping stone.
Palpable, isn't it? The energy level, the determination, you know, to win balls and to fall down and to keep hold of the ball.
It's the best brand of football we've seen for a long, long time. When I'll go back to when we played, this is the type of football we played. Ball on the floor, pass and move, work our way up the park, get the balls wide, crosses in the box, hopefully your striker score goals. That's the way we played. To go 6 games on the trot and you're winning games, that's a big achievement at this level. Anybody from top to bottom can beat anybody else on any given day. So to put that consistency together, to get them run at results, that's made a big difference.
I love working for this football club. I also know how this all ends. I know that I'll be a success here, and I know that I'll really connect with the fans, the team will connect with the fans, and it'll all come together. You have everyone pulling in the right direction. You create a perfect storm.